Welcome back to another episode of the Scorpions franchise on MLB The Show 26, and the Scorpions have some offers out for some big-time players that were on the trade block in Corbin Carroll and Francisco Lindor. Ownership, trying to make a run, knows the Scorpions have a chance to get their first playoff berth in team history. And the Scorpions are only one game behind, so we go to Sandstone Stadium, where the St. Louis Cardinals come into town to visit. Tyler Bremner will be on the hill for the Scorpions. I know he's only started one game so far, but we have got to switch up things in the rotation. The pitching has been the worst part this season, and just trying to find a spark, but Matt Wallner comes up and gets a base hit into left. The throw home is not in time, and the Cardinals take an early 1-0 lead in the top half of the first inning. Nelson Rada, though, just sits there looking at strike three. He is going to challenge, and he will be wrong. That is strike number 3. Joshua Baez comes up and fans at one. So 2 strikeouts to end the inning for Tyler Bremner. A little good, a little bad. That's how the pitching staff has been all year. And now our ace lineup is going up against Zach Wheeler, who has been a shell of himself this season for the Cardinals. 5.37 ERA. And as you can see, our lineup second in the AL in batting average. 2 guys over 300, including the man, the Capitan. 314 for Nolan Schanuel, and he rips one in the bottom half of the first inning. That one is caught, though. Simpson's going to find his way to third base, and the tying run 90 feet away for Ryan Clifford, who hits one out to left, but that one is caught. So the Scorpions cannot catch up in inning number 1. Go to the bottom half of the second. Castro against Wheeler, and Willie Castro takes it into the gap, but it is just too much air under it. But he is going to get the sacrifice fly to tie the ball game. So Willie Castro does his job at the plate, and now in a 1-1 tie, there's Geraldo Perdomo going down swinging. 4 strikeouts for Bremner, and as you can see, a lot of it being on the 4-seam changeup combo. Here's Wallner again. He started trouble last time, and he has a guy in scoring position, but that's going to be a routine fly ball out to get through the top of the third. Scorpions moving to the bottom of the third. It's Nolan Schanuel, and this time he launches one into the left center field gap. That's an RBI double for the captain, and it is 2-1. Here's Ryan Clifford at the plate, bouncing one up the middle. Really nice defensive stop there, but not able to make the throw. Elio Ramos, the newcomer this season, just jamming one out to right, but unfortunately it is caught. So the Scorpions only get 1, but 1 is enough to take the lead. Perdomo up again in the top of the 5th. What a diving play there to start the double play chance, but it cannot be completed. But a really nice job to make the play. But then Willie Castro boots it at third. That's going to allow the tying run to score. And in this top of the 5th, some trouble with Nelson Rada at the plate, but he is routine fly balling that thing out to right center, and it is caught to get through the top of the 5th inning. So Scorpions now leading 3-2 in the bottom of the 6th. Look at Luke Simpson's numbers this year, just killing it. And Luke Simpson continues to do so, hitting a single into left and scoring a run home. So there you go. Luke Simpson just having a great year. Gets another RBI. Willie Castro to the plate. He's having a pretty decent year. A lot of teams calling for him, as you'll see later. And Willie Castro down the third base line is going to get himself an RBI double in the bottom of the 8th inning and make it a 5-4 Scorpion lead. His 10th double of the season, and he ups his hitting streak to 13 games. Luke Simpson 2 for 4 in this game. 346 average on the season, and he ropes one out to right, but that one's right into a glove. Heck of a liner, but right into the glove to end the 8th inning. We go to the top of the 9th. Scorpions with the lead. Can they close it out? It is Charles Paul who will get the call, of course. 20 of 22 on his save opportunities so far this season. 3.21 ERA. He's the closer of choice for now, and that one bounces up the middle, and Paul has given up a leadoff base hit to Silas Tan. Here's J.J. Weatherholt, and he's got one dribbling over to second. Just going to take the easy out at first. No double play there. Geraldo Perdomo bouncing one over to short. Quick throw onto first. That's 2 gone. With the tying runner at second for Matt Wallner, who dribbles one over to first. Nice play made by Shanuel and a very good cover by Charles Paul to get the win. Scorpions win it 5-4 at home as Orion Kirkering gets the win. Charles Paul gets his 21st save of the season. So good start to the episode. Counter offer by the Mets. They want Victor Scott, Danny Turner, and Edward Cabrera for Lindor. That actually, in hindsight later on, you'll see that's not that bad of an offer, but we do try to counter that offer instead later on. We get a rejected offer for Corbin Carroll. They did not want Satchel Franco, Christopher Ochoa, and Cutter Coffee. We are rejected on our counter offer, giving Scott and Cabrera, but not wanting to give Danny Turner. Instead, Brett Carey. That gets rejected. A blockbuster trade is made. Willy Adames is going to be a Red Sox over from the Giants. Doesn't look like the Red Sox gave up a ton there. We get a counter offer. Now they want to throw in Willie Castro instead of Edward Cabrera with Danny Turner, and I did not like that at all, to be honest with you. Trade countered here. Willie Castro and Ochoa for Cam Schlitter. Just everybody trying to get Willie Castro. Look at this. The Padres, that is a horrible offer for Willie Castro. Dennis Santana is going to make the move to Washington from Cincinnati for not much, to be completely honest with you. Corbin Carroll, we get a counter offer there. Willie Castro, Satchel Franco, Christopher Ochoa, and Nate Kyle. That's a no from me, dog. But we do later on in the month find Bo Bichette out there, and we get a counter offer. Victor Scott and Ochoa, 2 guys I had been trying to get rid of, had been trying to give up. Ochoa's potential went down to a C. Did not want to hold on to him too long. And so Bo Bichette is now an Albuquerque Scorpion. We bring in a third baseman, and that makes Willie Castro a little more expendable if somebody does give us a great offer for him. So, Bo Bichette, very, very new. And I can guarantee you this is his first game as an Albuquerque Scorpion. Bases loaded, bottom of the 9th, and it is a walk-off grand salami for Bo Bichette against one of his former teams in the Toronto Blue Jays. Blue Jays come in, they get severely disappointed as Bo smokes one out to right field, 378 feet, to win the ball game with a walk-off grand slam in his very first game as an Albuquerque Scorpion. It makes the Scorpions sweep the Blue Jays. Elmer Rodriguez goes 4-1 on the year. Scorpions win it 7-6. Blockbuster trade goes down. Jack Leiter and Evan Carter going to end up as part of a deal to the Brewers. And Edglin Perez and Brandon Sproat going to end up going to the Rangers. Here's a trade offer, as the Mets know that we wanted Lindor, but now they're asking way too much. Henry Ramirez and Nori Taguchi are not going anywhere right now. Not for anybody. So that one wasn't going to happen. But we move on. And we are into another game against a rival here. Top of the 9th inning against the Astros on the road. An 8-8 ball game, and the captain puts it into the right field corner, bringing home a run. We're going to attempt to clear the bases, and it is a bases clearing double for Nolan Schanuel. Bo Bichette coming up again, and Bo Bichette putting it into the right center field gap. That's going to score Schanuel and be another RBI double for the Scorpions. They lead by 3. Charles Paul, 28 of 31 on his save opportunities now later in the year. A 3.05 ERA. I'd like it to be under 3, but I'm a little picky. Jeremy Pena coming up, and he just takes the fastball. A little bit of a check swing, but probably should have went around. That thing was a strike regardless. Kyle Teal at the plate. He's hitting 338 on the year, and he gets a base hit. So he puts himself on for the Astros. 1 on, 1 away in the bottom of this 9th inning for Carlos Correa, who embarrassingly pops up into foul territory. That's number 2. So 2 gone for Zach Cole, who's not having a great year at 246, and he swings and misses Fanning. And Charles Paul is having a very good year closing for us. Remember, he was hurt last year after getting off to a slow-ish start, but 29 saves on the year for him. Jose Alvarado goes 4-0 in relief. 11 runs on 9 hits, so some errors clearly doing the Astros in. Another game here against the Astros, a 2-2 ball game, and Bo Bichette with another opportunity. Keep that average, because you're going to want to see that later on in the season. 286 for his average right now, and there's Bichette bringing home the leading run. Nolan Schanuel takes one out to left, and that's routine into the glove. So it is a 1-run lead thanks to Bo Bichette, and Charles Paul coming in to try to get save number 30. ERA now under 3, so I no longer have to be picky. Yainer Diaz up at the plate. He swings and misses. He is fanned on the slider away. Easy for Charles Paul to do. Here's Nick Prado, and Prado takes this thing deep. That could be a homer all the way up against the wall, and what a grab by Luke Simpson. He's not just doing it at the plate this year. Luke Simpson playing a little center field. Beautiful grab that would not have exited the building, but it would have likely been trouble, and this one gets away, but it will be thrown on to first to end the ball game. So Scorpions with a little solid defense to get the job done at the end of this game. Scorpions win it 3-2. Alvarado gets the win again. He is 5-0. And Charles Paul gets his 30th save as the Scorpions were threatening to sweep the Astros. All right, the MLB draft is here. It is time. And to be honest with you, we just don't have a pick to get that many good players. Anton Rosas is a bit of a smokescreen. MLB draft ranked number 3. Our board had him at 34. Not really a big fan there. Wes Sims, probably a guy I would have taken a chance on. We did not scout him. I figured we had no chance to get him. Then there's Eric Tata, another guy I really didn't think we had a chance to draft. So, did not scout those guys. Rusty Cash is a guy I would have liked potentially. Would have been taking a big chance on getting one of those 79, potential 79 overalls. JJ Herrera is probably who I would have picked, but he goes 2 picks in front of us, and there's nothing I could do about it. So, in choosing somebody we actually do have a chance on, Daryl Ragsdale, very interesting looking player, but do we take the sure thing? Owen DeLaury looks like he would be able to play at the major league level next year. So that is why we're going to select him. We'll see how that goes. That could be the biggest mistake in my life, and it might be, honestly. Rico Escalera is our final scouted player, as we did not have a second-round pick. Remember, we did sign Paul Skeens, so no second-round pick for the Scorpions. So in the third round, it is Rico Escalera, the final guy that we scouted, hoping that we just get mid-B potential out of him. But I don't know that that's going to happen. Zachary Feliz is here. It's not that we didn't do scouting or didn't do good scouting. It was that all the guys that we had scouted had been selected. So those were really the only 3 players I was somewhat confident in. And then what happens when you're not confident? You just grab some bullpen arms, as we grab Rivera and Juan Cortez. Some bullpen arms. Just wasn't a lot of deep. I don't think this was a deep draft class in general. And ironically, we have been screwed in the draft this entire franchise. So we're doing the best we can. AL All-Stars, as we look to see, it is Cole Young starting at second base, the Scorpions' only All-Star starter. So why wouldn't we player lock? Take a look at Mr. Cole Young, see what he can do. He had a breakout season last year, and he's hitting .289 with 19 homers at the break this year. So he is just having a very solid couple of seasons, but they're lining into the glove. What a diving catch out there in left. Here in the bottom of the 6th, he'll get a base hit into left field, put himself on first. Unfortunately, nobody could bring him around. And then in the bottom of the 9th, he gets another chance, but he's going to fly out to second base there. A little pop out. And that is going to do it, as the National League wins it 8-0. I mean, oof, what a horrid performance for the American League All-Stars. But Cole Young goes 1 for 3 with a single. And now we move to the Futures game, where we see Benito Velasquez is starting in the Futures game for us. We've got nobody else on there. So Benito Velasquez, 12 homers, batting .251 in AAA this year. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at him. Velasquez in the bottom of the 1st with 2 on and 2 out. Hard for the shortstop to make the play, but he does end up making it, and that will be a ground out for Benito Velasquez, fielder's choice. Here, bases loaded, nobody out, and Velasquez grounding into a double play, unfortunately, but does bring home a run. Here's Velasquez again. That's a light tapper over to short, and he will reach on an error. And then Velasquez at first base. This one is a little bloop, and that will score a run, and he is safe at second. So Velasquez with an RBI in the game. As we sim forth after he is pinch hit for, and the American League Futures game winners 4-2, 12 hits on the day for the American League Futures. So American League wins the Futures, loses the All-Star game, and there we go. Cam Schlitter, who we had been trying to get, is going to be a Cleveland Guardian for actually a pretty good deal for the Yankees, to be honest with you. 23-year-old shortstop. Not bad. They got a pretty good deal there. Rafi Devers is going to the Nationals, as the Nationals buying some things up here at the deadline. Travis Sakura and Elian Pena, a couple of young players going to the Giants there. The Astros trying to just get Henry Ramirez off of us. They just want this prospect, and we are not going to have that. Not going to happen. Edward Cabrera and Simon Juan was a last-ditch effort. We were trying to make a move for Darrell Bridges. It did not work. If you remember way back when, I did want to draft Darrell Bridges, and I couldn't. Gonna leave you with a bit of a cliffhanger, as next episode we will find out just how good these draft prospects are, and we will find out if the Scorpions can make the postseason. Be there or be square.